Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas. Welcome to This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And it's a new week with a lot of new developments coming from India, of course, with America as well. And I have this special privilege and pleasure of welcoming Dr. Sudhir.
Namaskar.
So, Dr. Sir, post-election, back Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the seat of leading the nation. But it's a new parliament and new set of ministers. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think the selection of the ministers are really very good, excellent actually. And the portfolio, the distribution of the portfolio is also very tactical and very strategic. And I think each and every minister has a lot to offer for the new India in next 5 years.
So now talking about especially foreign minister, because somehow NRI seems to have a little bit more direct relationship with the foreign ministry in some way, and you have personally known Subramaniam Jaishankarji, who was IFS and foreign secretary with Sushma Swaraj. Now he is foreign minister. This is happening for the first time. How do you feel?
Well, I think Ambassador Subramaniam Jaishankar is known to NRIs and known to me personally, because when he was ambassador here in Washington for 3 years, I think from 2013 or 12 to 14-15, I think. And at that time, I had opportunity to come to know him very closely and personally. I worked with him for US-India relations, as well as I work under his guidance to do the Medicine Square Garden program. Mm-hmm. And he is very astute, very smart, very diplomatic diplomat. And he knows China well, he knows USA well, and he has a great connectivity, and that's why after 2014 election, Prime Minister Modi took him from Washington to Delhi and made him foreign secretary, which is like a second person in the MEA.
So now moving towards another important key ministry of Indian government, and I have a feeling that you must have known Amit Shah also from the days of Gujarat,
right,
where he served as Home Minister of Gujarat under Chief Minister Narendra Modi ji. Now Amit Shah as Home Minister, this is seen as a very important move on the part of India, and in Indian media, or rather social media, people perceive the presence of Amit Shah as Home Minister as an additional help for India to counter Pakistani challenge wherever it is. How do you see his presence?
I think Amit Shah as a minister, Home Minister, is going to be very important and very good for India, because as a Home Minister there are so many issues inside the India which needs a very bold initiative, particularly 370, 335A. Then citizenship problem in the Northeast. All this thing needs really a very decisive, bold initiative to achieve that. And I think as a Home Minister, what I know him since Gujarat when he was Home Minister at Gujarat, I think he was very meticulous, very particular in details, and he has understanding of the politics and political echo, that how people behaves in politics, how people react to the politics, and I think he is the right fit for Home Ministry, because Home Ministry is very important, particularly in the country like India, when it's a federation. It means every state has their own right to do certain things, including law and order and everything.
Absolutely.
So any state can rebel if they want to. Of course, that rebellion may not last too long, but they can create a chaos. So I think a strong, decisive, meticulous person who is a home minister, is the best thing happened to India. And plus he has a great chemistry with the Prime Minister. And when the Home Minister and Prime Minister has a great chemistry, I think there is nothing like it.
So, Dr. allow me to say that you are a diplomat yourself in terms of expressing yourself on public domain. But I'm asking you a question to compare Rajnath Singh ji and Amit Shah's personality as far as the way these two different individuals would perceive their role as Home Minister of India. So, what might be the main reason to change ministry of Rajnath Singh?
I think my feeling is that, or my guess is that I have no privy to any inside information, but my guess is that Prime Minister Modi has a great chemistry with Amit Shah. And we know that in his Gujarat time, when he was Home Minister, he has implemented all the wishes of Chief Minister, and so he is really a person who you can count on, who knows how to implement the things, who knows meticulously how to plan it. And I think India needs a strong Home Minister because we have a diverse country. Look at the simple example, even is a balloon of drafting Hindi is a compulsory. There is so much hoo-ha in the south, and there again Home Minister, though it's a HRD minister's issue, but if something goes wrong and if protest starts and some chaos happens, Home Ministry again comes in picture. So I think we need a strong Home Ministry, and I think it is time now to remove the 370 and 35A and integrate the Kashmir into the India. That's the best way to integrate the Kashmir to the India, and educate the young Kashmiris about the advantage of being integration with India.
I think what you are saying is also echoed in some of the interviews by Amit Shah ji. And staying with Amit Shah as the architect of victory of BJP, indeed the presence of Prime Minister Modi as the charismatic leader made a lot of difference. Yet the organizational capacity of Amit Shah is appreciated by one and all. So from that point of view, do you see him not being at the helm of affairs for the party would somehow be harmful?
No, I think usually in politics, usually they put or they recommend someone to be president of the party who are with the same page or with whom they have good chemistry, particularly PM and HM. That's the only way to run the country smoothly. And I'm sure that whoever comes, whether it comes JP Nadda ji or someone else, the person will have a great chemistry with the Prime Minister and Home Minister.
Now, another important ministry, and two ministers are not there, Sushma Swaraj ji and Arun Jaitley ji. How do you see Nirmala Sitharaman ji moved from Defense Ministry to Finance Ministry, that decision?
Well, I mean, you know that Arun Jaitley ji is not there because of his ill health. Does not permit him to take that responsibility, and he himself, publicly says so. And Sushma ji also, her health is also is not perfect, and she has kidney transplant and everything, and I think she herself is opt out from the even electoral process. So now the replacement of Sitharaman to Finance Ministry, I think it's a good choice because Nirmala Sitharaman herself, she is professionally, she is an economist.
Yes.
And she has, she understands numbers, and she has a great chemistry again with the PM. And so I think foreign minister with a great because you know in economics there are three people different and interpret economy three different ways. So we need somebody who has a great chemistry with the PM, and who can interpret and who can implement PM's wishes perfectly.
Wonderful. And as we move towards perfection in terms of communicating with Dr. Sudhir Parikh, who has wholeheartedly supported Modi ji, endorsed him, and you have also participated in many BJP victory celebrations recently. So as we conclude this program, in terms of the expectations of people as NRI, what do you think is on the mind of most of the people, and if you happen to be in close proximity of Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit, what would your
I
advice
think
be to
most of the NRI wish that something better days are coming, and they want India to be corruptionless. They want India to be well educated. They want used to be gainful employment, and also they want India to be recognized and reckoned with in the world power or world situation. And if even we can achieve all these 4 or 5 things, then I think all NRIs will be very happy and very thankful to Prime Minister Narendra Bhai.
Wonderful. And your parting words for our viewers?
Well, again, dear friends, thank you for joining me for episode of this week, today. And we are very lucky that we have now a great Prime Minister at the driver's seat in India, and I'm sure he will take the India to the higher level, make India more prosperous and more proud for the NRI. So God bless India, God bless America, and see you next week.